Hey YouTube, Ron here with an RS update. I guess technically it's not an RS update, it's more answering a question from a viewer. So in the comments, one viewer left a message asking me if the noise they were hearing in their car was normal. They recently went from a factory clutch to the Xtreme twin disc clutch, which happens to be the same clutch that I'm running in my car, and they're starting to hear a lot more mechanical noise, like a lot of rattling, and just wondering if that's normal. So the short answer is yes. There's nothing wrong with your car. Due to the nature of the way twin disc clutches work, they tend to make a lot more noise than a factory clutch or even like a single plate aftermarket clutch. It's just that whenever you especially when the engine's when the clutch isn't under any load. So whenever the engine, so even when the clutches are engaged, but say the car is in neutral, right? Again, there's no load on it, so you're sitting at a stoplight and the car's just idling, but the clutches are again, the clutch is technically engaged. If those plates are not all together, like or all actually you could say parallel, or one is just even slightly slightly tilted, you're gonna hear that mechanical rattling noise. It's just due to the way the clutches are designed and the way they work. So if you not know what I'm talking about, let me start the car up and give you guys an example of what he's probably hearing. He didn't send me a video of what he was describing, but I'm pretty sure this is it. So start the car up. All right, let me see if I can get it to do it. So if I let the clutches out quickly, there we go. All right, so you hear that. Let me get out here and video for you guys. So you hear that sound that sounds like, you know, something in the transmission's broken, or like the worst rod knot from ever. That's the clutches. There's nothing wrong with the engine. There's nothing wrong with the transmission. That's just due to the way twin disc clutches are, especially when they are in. You have the car in neutral, and there's no load on them. In other words, they're not really technically clamping or holding any torque. They tend to rattle. Now, one way you can get around that is if you are sitting at a stoplight and you don't like that sound, because again, it kind of sounds like your car is broken, is if you put the clutch in, like you put the clutch pedal in and you let it out slowly, the clutches will come together they'll come together evenly, and you don't get that noise. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right now you guys can hear it. It sounds like, a twin disc clutch should. And might come in the car, clutch in, let the clutch out smoothly, right? And then get out of the car. See, no noise. Car's still running, and the noise is completely gone, because the clutches, again, whenever you release the clutch and the clutches they engage, when you let the clutch out smoothly, they're able to come together. The plates are able to come together, and I guess that gap that's in between of them that's required for the clutches to work doesn't produce this rattling or nasty sound. So again, completely normal. There's nothing wrong with the car. If you don't like the way it sounds when you're at a stoplight or you're idling, just do that technique I just showed you. Whenever the cars are sitting in neutral idling, just push that clutch in, let it out slowly, and it'll greatly reduce the chances of that noise you're hearing. So and again, in my car, I've got over 12,000 miles on this clutch. And you only hear it in that scenario whenever the car is idling. Whenever you're driving the car, you don't hear it. Even at slow speeds, you don't really hear it. So it means it's a really, really well-designed clutch. And it's just the nature of twin disc clutch design, right? I mean, I've heard Evos, I've heard, again, my car that have had twin disc clutches in them, and they all make noise. And it's just due to the nature of the way the clutch works. So, if you want a clutch that holds a ton of torque and doesn't require you to get a leg workout every time you change gear, twin disc clutch is an awesome option, but the downside is they tend to make noise depending on how you let the clutch out, especially when they're not holding any torque when the car's sitting still idling. So hope you guys found this useful. The video's a little longer than I thought, but I just wanted to give him a really good answer, and it'll help anyone else that happens to get one of these clutches or is considering one. I mean, it's an awesome clutch. The pedal effort is no greater than stock. They hold a lot of torque, man. So I can't recommend it enough if you can deal with the noise. So hope you guys found this useful. Thanks so much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.